decided that women our age are supposed to dress safe? And really, what does safe even mean? Safe for whom? We've spent so many years being careful, dressing the way we're told is appropriate, trying to fit into boxes that were never meant for us. Over time, those quiet rules start to sound like our own thoughts. Until one day, we catch ourselves asking, am I too old for this? Is this still right for me? Every woman over 60 has had that moment. Standing in front of the mirror, holding something she loves, and hearing that voice say, maybe not anymore. But that hesitation isn't really ours. It's the echo of a world that's long insisted beauty and style belong only to the young. Here's the truth. They don't. They belong to anyone who chooses them, at any age. So today I want to invite you to look at something differently. Let's take one piece, a chain halter top, and see how it can become something unexpected. Not daring, not loud, but elegant, confident, and timeless. Have you ever loved how you looked in something, but changed your mind because you worried what someone might think? If so, you're not alone. Because this isn't just a conversation about fashion. It's about freedom. The freedom to wear what feels right, to celebrate who you are, and to remember that your beauty never had an expiration date. Let's begin. I used to think there was an age when you had to stop being sexy. Not in the loud or flashy way, but in that quiet confidence that makes you feel alive in your own skin. Somewhere along the way, many of us started hearing that voice whisper, maybe that top is too young. Maybe I should cover my shoulders. And slowly, that voice turned into a rule, one we never agreed to, yet somehow followed. The truth is, that voice isn't ours. It comes from years of being told what a woman our age should or shouldn't do, to blend in, to stay modest, to not draw attention. A 2023 RP survey found that nearly 70% of women over 60 hold back on what they wear out of fear of being judged. But judged by whom? And why should their opinion matter more than our happiness? Sensuality has nothing to do with youth or size. It's energy. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you smile when you feel at ease. That quiet spark in your eyes that says, I like who I am. Psychologist Dr. Vivian Diller once said, the real power of attraction in midlife isn't about perfection. It's about self-acceptance. And she's right. Studies show that women over 55 report 30% more confidence than in their younger years. We've lived enough life to stop needing approval. We dress for ourselves now. For comfort, for joy, for meaning. I remember when I put away all my sleeveless tops, thinking, at this age, I should dress safely. But the safer I dressed, the smaller I felt. One day, I took out a silky halter top, simple, graceful, and looked in the mirror. I didn't see wrinkles or age spots. I saw a woman who had lived, loved, and learned, and she looked radiant. Because confidence, not fabric or fit, is what makes a woman beautiful. Just look at Helen Mirren, Jane Fonda, or Iris Apfel. Women who dress not to look young, but to say, I'm still here, and I still love life. And more women are feeling the same way. The YouGov Style Report 2024 found searches for fashion for women over 60 have jumped 130% in 2 years. We're not fading into the background anymore. We're stepping into the light. So when I see a chain halter top now, I don't see a young woman's shirt. I see freedom. The freedom to wear what makes me feel alive and completely myself. At 60, beauty isn't about permission. It's about presence. Knowing we no longer dress to be seen, we dress to be ourselves. And maybe that's the most graceful thing of all. There was a time I thought dressing my age was a rule I had to follow. The one that quietly labels clothes as too young, too bold, or not appropriate anymore. That phrase stayed with me for years, until I finally realized it doesn't really mean anything. Dressing your age is an idea from another time, when women were expected to fade into soft colors and quiet shapes after a certain number. But now we know better. We've earned the freedom to decide what's right for us. And right isn't about age. It's about authenticity. If what you wear makes you smile, stand taller, and feel like yourself, then that's right. A recent AARP survey showed that 3 out of 4 women over 55 feel freer in their fashion choices now than they did 20 years ago. We're not dressing to please anyone anymore. We're dressing to express who we've become. Let me tell you about my friend Nancy. She's 62. Graceful, thoughtful, a little reserved. One evening, she was invited to a birthday dinner. In her closet hung a sleeveless turquoise blouse her daughter had given her. She picked it up and put it back 3 times before sighing. Maybe it's too youthful. But at the last minute, she changed her mind. She slipped it on with white trousers and small pearl earrings. Simple, elegant. When she walked in, people noticed her smile first. Someone said, "Nancy, you look amazing tonight." She laughed softly. Maybe I just let myself be comfortable for once. That's confidence. Quiet, effortless, timeless. It's not about showing skin or chasing trends. It's about wearing you. A YouGov study found that over 80% of women in their 60s say confidence makes them feel beautiful, while only 18% credit age-appropriate rules. That says a lot. We're no longer waiting for permission to shine. We're doing it with grace and intention. I used to think dressing appropriately meant avoiding bold colors or low necklines. Now I know appropriate has nothing to do with what we wear, and everything to do with how we feel in it. When you feel comfortable and confident in your body, that's what people see. Not your arms, not your neckline, but your energy. As the Fashion Psychology Institute puts it, people respond to the emotion behind what you wear. When you feel radiant, that energy speaks louder than your clothes ever could. I once wore a halter-style top to a small dinner. At first, I hesitated. But once the laughter started, I forgot all about what I was wearing. No one saw a woman dressing too young. They saw a woman enjoying herself. That's true style. When your clothes stop being armor and start becoming expression, they don't hide who you are. They celebrate it. So maybe dressing your age isn't the question anymore. Maybe the real one is, how do I dress in a way that makes me feel most like me? Because as we grow older, age doesn't define our style. Our story does. And when you start dressing from that quiet, confident joy, every outfit becomes a reflection of your beautiful, unstoppable spirit. When most people hear chain halter top, they imagine something daring, maybe even too young. But for women like us, it can mean something entirely different. quiet strength and confidence that doesn't need to shout. Elegance isn't about covering up, it's about balance. Letting grace and confidence live together. And through the years, I've found 3 golden rules that turn something bold into something beautifully refined. They're not about hiding your age, but honoring it and wearing it with pride. Rule 1, quality over flash. In fashion, fabric tells your story before you do. A halter top made from soft satin or metal in warm tones are like champagne gold, or aged silver feels timeless and elegant. It catches the light gently, not loudly. Harsh metallics or cheap materials can make even a lovely design lose its grace. A Harper's Bazaar report found that women over 55 have now spent 30% more on quality pieces but buy fewer of them. Because true style isn't about more, it's about meaning. I once tried on a satin halter top with the smoothest strap against my shoulder. It wasn't flashy, it just felt good. And I realized that real luxury isn't about price. It's about how something makes you feel. So before you think about trends, ask yourself, does this feel like me? When the fabric feels calm and confident, you've already found elegance. Rule 2. Balance is everything. A chain halter top adds allure on its own, so balance it with pieces that whisper sophistication. Pair it with a tailored blazer, wide leg pants, or a silk wrap. Add pearl earrings or a muted clutch. You don't need sparkle, because your confidence is the shimmer. According to fashion data from List, searches for neutral tone outfits for mature women have risen 160% in the past year. Women our age aren't fading into beige. We're redefining quiet luxury. Subtle doesn't mean invisible. It means powerful in a softer way. When I wear something bold, I let the rest of the outfit breathe. If the top speaks, the blazer listens. That's balance. A gentle dialogue, not competition. Ask yourself, when I wear something daring, how do I let the rest of me stay grounded? True style isn't loud. It's harmonious. Rule 3, choose the right moment. A chain halter top isn't for every day, and that's what makes it special. Wear it for moments that matter, a cocktail evening, an art gallery opening, a concert, or a quiet dinner just for you. The Mintel Lifestyle Report 2023 found that nearly 6 in 10 women over 60 feel most confident when dressing for something meaningful. We don't dress to impress. We dress to remember. I'll never forget a night at a small jazz club with my husband. I wore a black satin halter under a soft cream blazer. When the lights dimmed, the chain caught a glimmer of the stage light, and he whispered, "You look beautiful tonight." I smiled, not because of his words, but because I felt beautiful. That's the magic of the right moment. When what you wear aligns with your heart, it doesn't just look right, it feels right. So tell me, when was the last time you wore something just for yourself? Because fashion isn't about changing who we are. It's about reflecting who we've become. A chain halter top doesn't make you younger. It highlights the strength and softness already there. When you choose quality, balance, and the right time, you're not chasing youth. You're celebrating timelessness. And that's what true elegance really is. Being free enough to wear what you love, confident enough to enjoy it, and wise enough to know your beauty never left. It simply grew deeper with time. The older I get, the more I realize the most beautiful kind of style isn't about the clothes at all. It's about how you feel when you wear them. When an outfit makes you stand taller, breathe easier, and smile at your reflection. That's real style. That's confidence. Because fashion, at its heart, isn't about rules or trends. It's about freedom. The freedom to choose, to change, and to express the woman you've become, not the one the world expects you to be. Style isn't a rule book. It's a language of freedom. An AARP survey found that more than 80% of women over 60 feel freer in how they dress than they did 10 years ago. We're no longer chasing approval. We've learned that style isn't performance. It's a conversation between you and yourself. When I was younger, I dressed to be noticed. Now I dress to feel good. That quiet shift feels like coming home to myself. Someone once asked, "How do you know when you're wearing the right thing?" And I said, "When I look in the mirror and like the woman looking back." So maybe that's what fashion after 60 really means. Not about what's trending, but what feels true. Questions to ponder. When was the last time you bought something just because it made you happy? If no one were watching, what would you wear just for you? "60 isn't a limit. It's a beginning." A YouGov study found that nearly 3 out of 4 women between 60 and 70 feel more confident in their style now than in their 40s. At this age, we finally know what fits not just our bodies, but our souls. We no longer ask, "What will people think?" We ask, "How does this make me feel?" Style isn't found in a store. It's found in comfort, in alignment. I once wore a simple white blouse and linen pants to a family gathering. Nothing fancy. Yet everyone said, "You look radiant." It wasn't the outfit. It was how I felt in it. Calm, confident, and content. Reflection. Have you noticed you get the most compliments when you're not even trying? Do you feel most beautiful when you're at ease with yourself? Dare to be different. Elegance isn't about playing it safe. It's about confidence. The courage to be yourself. Women over 60 are now the fastest growing group of online shoppers, up 18% in 2 years. That's not vanity. That's curiosity. We're still exploring, still playful, still open to change. I remember the first time I wore a bright coral dress, something I never dared in my 40s. The moment I slipped it on, I felt alive. Because color has power, and so does choice. At this age, being different isn't rebellion. It's freedom. It's the joy of expressing yourself fully and unapologetically. Gentle questions. Is there something you've always wanted to try but never dared to wear? What's one small way you could express your individuality today? At 60, being bold isn't risky. It's a privilege. When freedom becomes the highest form of elegance, in the end, fashion isn't about clothes. It's about how you move through the world. With your stories, laughter, and strength. A truly elegant woman isn't defined by her outfit, but by the quiet confidence that says, "I know who I am, and I love her." When you wear something that makes you feel authentic, alive, and proud of your journey, you're not just dressing beautifully, you're living beautifully. 60 isn't the end of style. It's the moment you finally understand it and wear your joy like your finest accessory. So ask yourself, when was the last time you dressed not to impress, but to celebrate the woman you've become? Because that's what elegance truly is. Not what you wear, but how freely you live inside it. A chain halter top isn't just for the young. When you wear it with confidence, with pride in who you are and everything you've lived through, it becomes something entirely different. It becomes a statement of grace. It becomes your own definition of elegance. Because elegance isn't about perfection, it's about freedom. The quiet kind that comes from knowing yourself, trusting yourself, and loving who you've become. If you believe that style has no age limit, I'd love for you to join me here. Hit subscribe and be part of a community of women who choose to shine boldly, beautifully, and on their own terms. And before you go, remember this. Walk out there with your head held high. Let the world see what 60 really looks like. Strong, radiant, and absolutely breathtaking.